What's up, everybody? I'm Ian Elliott-Carter, and this is the INTELLECTRO CONTROVERSE podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the INTELLECTRO CONTROVERSE. I'm your host, as always, Ian Elliott-Carter, and I got two very special, beautiful guests with me. An all-room panel. So yeah, quit asking me or quit telling me that I don't have women on my show, okay? I got two. So, to the right of me, I have the beautiful Vanessa Ramey, model. And I have my beautiful girlfriend as well, Tatyana Wilson. Welcome back to the show, by the way. It was a great episode we did with the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. We got Vanessa here. You said that you would love to meet Jill Scott. Is that your favorite singer?
She's one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's hard for me to ever put it on like one person because I've musically kind of fallen in love with a lot of different people. So.
Okay. So that's at the top of someone to meet, though.
Yeah.
Jill Scott. Now people, I don't know if you know this or not, she actually, when I met her, she was a singer. She was singing great, and she has a beautiful voice. She, I used to host this thing called Therapy Thursday. She was in this group called Fresh Camp, and she was one of the lead singers. She could blow, real time.
Good times. I still sing, just, you know, have
who are you
some other
singing
things
for,
that
like
are
at
in
church or
priority
something?
right now. Just, you know, if I, you know, have the time, just booking anything that's kind of, live music vibe, but right now I'm actually working on a single with someone here, local producer actually.
Okay.
So
can you give a little detail about that, or is it?
Well, I don't want to like kill it because
it's
just the first time I've done something in the studio in a while, in a long time. So I'm excited about that.
Okay. Is it just a single, or are you working on an album?
It's a single for now.
Okay.
And basically this engineer, he is awesome, by the way, at making beats, if you will, instrumentals, and he's kind of transitioning into somebody secular, not in the church realm.
Okay.
So
he's famous for actually doing Christian type.
Yeah, gospel music. He's got an EP coming out as well on his own, and so his name is Rodney Vassar. I'll shout him out.
Okay.
Rodney Vassar.
Shout out to Rodney.
So check him out. He's pretty dope. I didn't really know what to expect, but got in there, took a couple of sessions for me to actually write the song by myself.
Oh, wow.
So, so just
I am looking forward to that. I'm looking
That'll
forward
come
to that.
soon, though.
Okay. I'm glad you're back into that.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely your lane. Like, there's not many people in this town that are talented. Well, there is. They just don't do it. You know, a lot of talkers. But I know there's a lot of talent in this town. You actually done it. I've seen it. I've heard it. It's amazing. Inspiration. A lot of people don't know this as well. This girl right here, Tatyana, can sing too.
Oh,
she's very good at singing, and
we gotta go out.
I would love to hear her on a song or a track or something like that, or something live. And believe me, don't ask her in person, I guess, but believe me when I say she's a very beautiful, great, angelic singer. So yeah, I would love to. Maybe we can convince her to do something. Maybe I can go something. Yeah. Hey, get the cats out of my house. What is all that? Why are you yelling at me?
That's my Cardi B. I'm so obsessed with her.
Who is that, Cardi B?
She is a rapper.
Oh, she's a rapper?
She was on Love and Hip Hop New York.
I don't watch ratchet shows. Why?
I mean, she kind of, just is herself, and she's wild and crazy. She really kind of got famous. Instagram, Vine, YouTube videos. She's hilarious. But anyway.
Okay, I don't know that name you see. All right, Cardi B. Okay, so when did you actually start singing? Like, what made you want to get into that lane?
Oh boy. I mean, I don't know. I started just like most people, growing up in church, and my mom kind of pushed me that way, and just.
So your mother pushed that. Okay.
Yeah, but at one point she asked me in my adolescence, like, is this something you want to do? And I said, yeah. And she just kind of helped me, like, sort of like a momager, and kind of like guided me with auditions and, just different things, talent shows and stuff like that. So it was great
You
time.
just turn on the audience real quick. Have you won a couple of shows?
I have. You know what I'm saying? It's in their powers, But, the college experience with music was great too, and
were you at Gulf Coast when you did that?
Yeah, okay. So that was a good time. Traveling and singing in a group setting, you gotta have that experience, even if you're a solo singer. So
Gotcha.
just helps you kind of figure out who your identity is, I think.
Okay.
As a musician.
So Vanessa mentioned Jill Scott to be up there. Is there somebody that you look up to in the singing world, a vocalist?
I don't know. It's hard to like pick, like she said. Like it's so hard to just like pick like one person.
Well, that's the same with me to rappers. It
Yeah.
changes all the time.
I don't know.
Like, who do you listen to? Like,
I listen to like everybody. I don't know. Like for like genuine like vocals.
Man or woman, you know.
okay, so if you were singing karaoke, who would you sing?
Who would you pick? Yeah.
Night out karaoke, who you can sing?
I probably wouldn't.
You probably
No.
would. And I probably would make her, and I would feel bad for doing that, but I would. I like R.Kelly, but we'll get on that later.
Oh,
I think he's a phenomenal singer. With that being said, we'll get back to that later. But you can't take away from the man's talent. Michael Jackson's another one, very great singer. Jill Scott's amazing. I think Kelly Rowland's actually a better singer than Beyonce. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yes,
I
So, Taty, you're actually starting college coming up in August.
Yep.
Are you excited to be in the real world?
Yeah, I'm excited to not be in high school. I was pretty much tired of it when I started, so.
Right. You're gonna see that there's like more freedom, more expansion for the free-minded. It's a free-minded environment. You can ask more questions. You're not set on a schedule and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to just like actually focus on things that I want to focus on, learn things I actually want to learn.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay. So you're gonna be going to Gulf Coast. Do you have any dream colleges you want to head to after that?
I don't think I've ever had like I don't know, not super like dream college necessarily, but not here.
Not here. Same thing.
Probably like Pensacola.
Pensacola? You want to get in that lane? Okay. So what do you actually want to do with your life? And it's so cute watching someone so young trying to plan their life out. Let's watch this. So what exactly do you want to do with your life? Like, what is your goals?
My ultimate goal is to be a nurse.
A nurse, okay.
Yeah.
And that's something that's never going to expire. Liquor store people and nurses are always going to have jobs.
Sad but true.
And those baby boomers actually are gonna, they're gonna need your generation to take care of them. They're getting there. If you're talking about like a nursing home, but being a nurse, you want to get into pediatrics. I think you talked about that once.
I've changed my mind a lot.
Okay.
I originally wanted to. I think I was in like 5th grade maybe when I decided I wanted to do medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a doctor. And then I thought about it and was like, that's way too long. It's way too much money.
Right.
I don't want to be in school for that long. Let me not.
Are you prepared to do like 13 years of school?
That's why I'm not going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
That's when I decided I'm going to be a nurse.
Okay.
So I don't need to be in there for 4, maybe 6, depending on like which degree I want to go for.
So it seems like you generally just want to help people.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, being a doctor's cool and all because like you make money, but at the end of the day, like nurses make money too, and you get to do like so much more and like interact with people. And like, doctors are like, "Hey, cool, take this medicine," and they leave.
And that kind of does like, that's pretty. The nurse kind of does do all the work. The guy, he just like, yeah, you good? Okay, here's your slip. Get out of here, and he gets double the pay what the nurse just did.
True, but I think at the end of the day, it'll probably like be worth it just to be able to know that like you actually made a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all that matters, making a difference in the world. We need that mindset, we don't need a quick buck. We need to make sure the world's a better place. Absolutely. Cool. Now, actually, I was surprised to hear that you're getting back in that lane of singing because I thought you were taking the plus size modeling thing seriously. Does that term offend you, by the way? I don't mean to.
No,
okay.
not at all.
Because that's technically what you are, and I'm glad more people nowadays are like embracing that. Because when I was a kid, the models were the skinny twig like this big, and they had that's what you had to be. If you weren't that, then get out of here. But that's not even my type anyway. So I don't understand like why they put that out there that that's what you should be. But what made you get into this lane, and what are your gigs now? What are you doing with it?
Well, actually, I wouldn't actually classify myself 100% as a plus size model. Actually, what I do, I'm a makeup artist, so that's my business. It's creative artistry by me, and so I work with a lot of models, different sizes, different shapes, and I just got in front of the camera.
I was about to say, don't act like you're not doing it though.
I just got in front of the camera. I was a little nervous about it, because I just, you can take your own selfies, but when someone else is taking a photo of you, you don't know what face you're making. Like, do I suck in? What am I doing? Like, so I just was like, oh, okay. So I just was like, you know what? Take a million shots. I'll pick what works and go from there. So, but yeah, I think that people should kind of see support of what's more realistic.
Absolutely.
I think the models, the high fashion, the couture, that's always going to be there. And still there's a lane for that, but I think there's a lane for, what people would look at as normality too.
Absolutely.
And more relatable. So.
Okay, so you actually were probably pressured into doing the model thing. Was it somebody you were doing makeup for, and they're like, why don't you get him, you're a good looking lady, why don't you get him on the camera?
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, some of the photographers that I've worked with throughout the years, they make little comments like, let me shoot you, I want to shoot you, and I'm always like shooting it down, like, no, not me, I'm not a model, like, no, like, I'm behind the camera, so I probably just let my guard down a little bit, and,
What was the word said to you, like, what made you, like, okay, fine, I'll do it?
I just think that at some point you have to look in the mirror and just decide if you are gonna take a chance and be confident in who you are. And I feel like with everything I've been going through, at some point I just realized, you know what, this is me right now, and until it changes, I might have a different attitude later, but I'm just gonna rock with it now, like, so.
Cool. About how many selfies do you take a week? 0, huh? That's a fact. She does.
I'm the complete opposite.
How many selfies do you take a week?
I honestly, I kind of post certain things on certain social media outlets.
Right.
But sometimes I post it all the way across the board. I think probably once a day. At least.
A day. And like that post that you do a day, how many does it take to get to that actual selfie?
Like 1 or 2.
Oh, you're 2? Okay.
I perfected it. The front camera is my best friend.
Okay, you guys when I actually do post the selfies, it's probably about the 3rd, 15th take, Okay, I'm glad you're real confident in sharing once a day too. Well, I thought it was less than that, but
I said the other day, I was like, I feel so bad for my followers, because like, don't y'all get tired of seeing me? I don't know, but hey, shout out to all my followers, because I keep getting more, so I'm not really complaining about it. So there's some ghost followers.
Yeah, you're right.
They working.
I love that. I love the confidence. So, okay, let's go back to actually you doing the makeup business. What was it called again?
It's natural artistry.
Natural artistry.
And
how long have you been doing it for?
Professionally, about 3 years now.
Okay, cool. So is business booming?
Business is great. I'm freelance, so I kind of just take appointments. My personal contact. I'm actually trying to work on a website right now for myself, so kind of expand that more. But I'm in pretty much every social media outlet you can think of.
Okay.
And so it's really easy to get all of it.
Okay. Cool. I do like the stuff that you post. I do like the work that you've done. I think you do a great job of it. All right. Cool. Moving on. Okay, so you spoke on being a plus size model. Let's go into the lane right now of body shaming versus preference. You guys know the difference. You want to explain to me what your definition of the difference of that would be?
To me, like, I think that everyone can have their own preference, like their own opinion, what they like, what they dislike. I mean, everyone has it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think that it becomes body shaming when I think it depends on the tone or the actual words that people are using, or how they're interacting with the people that they're talking about. If they're saying something hateful, of course, that's body shaming. If they're saying something negative, and I don't know, Like if they're being demeaning towards someone, like of course, like that's
So you're pretty much saying the tone of how they're saying it. I'll give this example I actually saw on Facebook, and this is what brought up the question. So this was probably a Tinder match, a Tinder hookup, and the girl, the first thing she said was, "Hey, how tall are you?" And he's like, "Why? Why does my height matter?" He's like, "I just like tall guys." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, how much do you weigh?" And she was like, "How dare you ask me that question?" And she was all like, "Yeah, see, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, why does it matter?" You know. So that made me think, like, whoa, that's, kind of a sensitive topic. It could be body shaming, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm short, obviously. I kind of feel, the jokes coming out. I can take it, though, but sometimes I'm just like, really? It's a little bit of body shaming what you're doing to me. I can't help that I just stopped after 8th grade, okay? Cut it out. Cut it out, all right? What do you think the difference between body shaming and having a personal preference?
It's so funny because as I've become an adult, I've realized, because I'm a single person, so in the dating world, it's a little weird. I think people have become so socially awkward now that that's a big factor in it as well. But I just feel like if a guy's not really attracted to me, like physically what I look like, 9 times out of 10 he doesn't even talk to me. He doesn't approach me. So I'm not even aware of those people really who don't care for me in a physical sense. Most guys who are attracted to what I look like, they'll have the confidence to say something and, go from there. But I think that, people take it a step further when they, say, people shouldn't be wearing this, they shouldn't be doing that, right. And it's just kind of like, I've seen plenty of skinny girls, with absolutely nothing on and completely inappropriate in different places. And it's kind of like the role reversal. I could say the same thing, like, what are you doing? Like, you look nasty or that's inappropriate, so I feel like it can go both ways. And I think people have become so negative these days. I mean, in general, about everything. And I think it's so easy to pick somebody apart, from what they physically look like. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you had a conversation with a person, you might fall in love with them, but people don't take the time to get to know people anymore, and I think it just makes, being a critic twice as easy. Everybody's an internet gangster, so they just kind of let it rip on people. I mean, they are looking for flaws now.
A lot of those people online, too, I don't think that they would say to people actually in person, this short bashing that you do to me, I say it to my face. No, I'm just kidding. But, the online is actually, it's a gift and a curse. You open this gate to anybody can say whatever. A guy from Texas could, talk about somebody here in Panama City, and there's no way, they'll meet ever. So they have like this, I can say whatever I want attitude, but, it's really sad. We should have manners online. They should teach online manners classes. That'd be. I just thought about that.
It's sad that that's even like a thought though. Like, why? Just why? Why do you have to?
I'm very live and let live. I feel like if it's not your preference, it's not your kind of girl or guy. Like, cool, like do your own thing because there's somebody in your lane for you. Absolutely. So you shouldn't heckle or like pick on your homeboy for liking a big girl, or talk about your girlfriend for liking a big guy, or something like that. I just feel like if that's who they love or that's what they want, like let them have it. You like what you like why should it ever be a problem? I feel like it just you never know what people are going through. I feel like it can really make them insecure, and I feel like people should just be like lifting people up now.
I've definitely had my insecurities when it comes to my personal body, but I've gone over it, and I'm great. I'm actually a short, skinny person, and I've been told that. I've been reminded a lot, and it has hurt sometimes, but I've learned to get over it and love myself. Quick question for you, and I'm probably gonna ask you the same question. Have you ever been insecure about your body?
Yeah, definitely.
Want to get into any detail about that?
I think that, just society in general, just, kind of, like you were talking about, models, and just, there's so many, images out there of, what is, what people accept, or, what people like.
Turn that magazine, this is what you should look like, or Instagram.
Or even just, comments from other people, I can think, way, way back when I was young, really, really young, and having people say something about me, and I was just that genuinely hurt. And it's easy to hold on to stuff and like keep that in mind. So like even if your body's changed and you look nothing like you did when they said that, like that's still something that can be like in your head and like just kind of like programmed in there, that it's hard to like drop things from the past. So
like sometimes you've never had that insecurity about that body part or your actual body until somebody says something that, you know, and then you're like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe I do have big lips, maybe I have no lips.
Or even like it might be something that you were already like insecure about for whatever reason it may be, and then someone says something about it and it's like you have no idea how someone feels unless they tell you that. And I think that sometimes we should probably be a little bit more sensitive about the things that we say to other people, because you don't know what they're going through.
Yes, definitely. Parents, quit teaching your kids that words don't hurt. They do. Okay? Seriously. I think words can be more hurtful than actual sticks and stones. So, you know, that's my lane. You can teach your kids whatever, but I'm not gonna tell my son that lie. Have you overcome any of these insecurities in the past? Like, I know you have, but how did you? Like, when somebody might have said something to you that made you feel a certain way, how did you make sure you loved yourself and realize it wasn't true?
I feel like sometimes it takes like another person to be able to like help you do that.
Right.
So
uplifting from a...
Yeah, definitely. I think that that's something that like everyone should kind of focus on, is like being someone that is like uplifting and like helpful to someone else, even if you don't necessarily know like what they're going through or how they're feeling about themselves. Like just saying something to someone, or being like, oh, like, you look really good, or like you have this feature on you is great, or like whatever it is, however it is that you feel about that person, like let them know that, because that can really go a long way.
Of course. Small compliments like that can save lives. Yeah. We were just talking about Chester not too long ago. That I'm telling you, what could help.
Yeah, definitely. So like I think personally for me, like you definitely helped me out like a lot. So
very beautiful. I tell her every day, you know.
I should.
Yeah,
he does. He does.
And before I get you, finish. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that like, I think that it kind of takes like, not only like another person sometimes, but having that other person like encourage them to have the ability to like help themselves.
Absolutely.
Because you can stand there all day and tell someone, oh, like you're pretty or this or that for every single day for an entire year, and if that in their head, if they don't think that, like at the end of the day it's like not gonna matter. It's like a balloon, like you can fill it up with air, but eventually it's gonna like deflate. There's nothing, if they can't do that themselves, if they can't hold themselves together, it's never gonna really go anywhere. So
that's it. Before I get you, I wanted to think, I just thought of something. We have a lot of internet trolls in the world that, you know, like I said, will bash somebody over online and say whatever. And we even have people like, you know, maybe driving down the street will say something negative or mean towards somebody. I'd say we need less internet trolls and more internet angels. You know, maybe just saying something nice underneath the comments. And ladies, don't think the guy's thirsty if he's saying something. Maybe he's just being a nice guy. You know, we got girls that can't say compliments because they're so used to being abused that, you know, when someone says something nice, quit messing with me.
That's very true. I was reading like a poem the other day, and she said, I don't remember exactly how she said it, but she said something about the fact that like when like guys are like chivalrous, like we're just like, oh, like why are you like hitting on me? Like that's immediately what you jump to, because it's not something that you're used to, which is sad.
That's very sad. You know, we can't take compliments nowadays because of how society has done. But yeah, let's be internet angels. As corny as that sounds, you know, that's it, you know, just make that up. Another trademark. Don't take it. All right, intellectual controversy. Okay, so to you, same question. Have you ever felt body shamed and, you know, depressed about anyone that said something about you or your body, and how did you overcome it, if that was the case?
You know, believe it or not, I actually, you know, I think with me, I've heard people say things about me, but it's never been to my face, and it actually hasn't been online. Maybe a couple of times. There's some random, because my stuff is not private, so I mean, I had a couple of times where some guy just like let it rip on me, like going in, and like he's like 40 with like no hair and like 8 kids. I don't know. I was like, really? You know, are you this bored? And the fact that people, you know, would take the time out of their day or whatever they're doing to make an effort to hurt someone intentionally, it's just so weird to me. I think, again, people are extremely awkward. I think that if maybe we're going to have the social media as such a big part of people's lives, everything revolves around technology, I think that we should have more things for people to see or do that are not so like plain and status quo. Like, I think it has a lot to do with how cultured a person is. If I live in a small, one horse town, and I know everybody, if I moved out of that town and moved to a bigger place, I would be exposed to more. I would see different shapes and sizes of people, different cultures, nationalities, different things. And I think for me that has a lot to do with my confidence, because I've been able and blessed to see a lot of places and do a lot of different things, that I can rest in my own self that, you know what, hey, I'm an individual, you either like me or you don't. And I don't go around with a chip on my shoulder because I don't look like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't built frame-wise to look like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so sad to me that some people are so dedicated to look like these celebrities, and they get under the knife and they do all these extreme things to just try to look like someone else instead of be who they are. And I think for me, I just looked at myself in the mirror and was just like, you know what, like I said, this is who I am right now. It's not who I was in high school, it's not who I was in college, but this is me right now. Yeah. Like, who knows, I might look completely different in a year.
Let me tell you something about just what you said about like everyone trying to be like Beyonce or maybe like Amber Rose or Kim Kardashian. You have found your lane of your style. And that's you. If I've seen someone dressed like you or with the hair like you or the makeup, I'd be like, that's Vanessa. Honestly, because I've known you so long, like, that's Vanessa's style. You're not trying to be like anybody else. You got your own thing going on like that.
Honestly, I'm really excited about the millennial as far as like clothing goes, because I have to tip my hat off
for women. I don't like it. I'm not feeling the guy clothing. I don't know what y'all got going on. But
I have to say that finally I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of now designers or even like chains of stores, I don't know, Forever 21, places like that who now expand to have a plus size section, because just because you're big doesn't mean that you don't want to look stylish. You've always, past had to pay more money to look cute, but now things are just becoming more accessible, more easy for people to kind of feel confident and be who they are. So I think that's awesome. I think that has a lot to do with it. Now I just wish everything else would catch up with that.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said too about how you traveled and been to certain places. I think California and New York, they're kind of on that lane. Of course, there's going to be some that are not in those towns, but for the most part, those are more progressive cities. It might take a little longer for a place like Panama City or even Pensacola. Pensacola might be a little bit more advanced than Panama City, but when it comes to like these small towns though, like it might take a little longer than those cities to, get with the times, because they are stuck in their tradition. This is how my daddy was, my mama was,
Welcome to the South, right?
Yeah. I can critique the South all day, how backwards they are, but at the end of the day, it's the best food in America. I'm not gonna say in the world, but in America, the South, they got it. They put all their genius into their food. Everything else, I'm not going there. All right. But yeah, I'm glad you've not had that many like interactions with people like that. I'm glad.
Believe it or not, I haven't, and honestly, I think it's pretty cool. Not to be any kind of way, but. Like you mentioned, when you're constantly being told that you're pretty.
Yeah.
This is another thing that just burns my toes. Oh, you're pretty for a big girl. What does that even mean? So for me, I could ride on that all day.
Well, okay, I was going to say that brought up something like, have you ever heard of you're pretty for a black girl? Both of y'all can relate to this. Have you ever heard that?
I mean, people don't ever know what I am.
Yeah.
So they just always.
I know that you got Puerto Rican in you.
But, I mean,
have you ever heard that? That's. Yep. I've heard white dudes say you're pretty for a black girl to black women.
That's correct.
And I'm like, you need to. I know black women. I'm like, you need to back up. Don't say that. That's the wrong thing to say.
I never had that.
You've never had that?
I haven't, because I don't know what I would. I probably would.
That's something I've heard like a lot, because I hang out with a lot of white people. I've heard that. Oh, I'm not into black girls, but she's pretty for a black girl. Like, dude, that is the stupidest thing you could ever say. I don't know where to start with how stupid that was, but I'm not gonna. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the whole pretty for a big girl thing is very insulting.
It's pretty shallow. It's pretty crazy. But I have to really just remember to forgive people. Because, like I said, it depends on how they were raised, their exposure, how cultured they are, to really understand that, you know, really everybody finds beauty in different things. Like, you know, what's pretty to one person may not be to somebody else. And my mom always told me, you're unattracted to somebody. Everybody is unattracted to somebody. So it just really kind of bothers me at this point that people waste so much energy on, you know, heckling and tearing people down, you know, than just saying, you know, okay, well, she's not really my thing. Cool, you know, hats off to whoever, you know, deals with you and leave it where it's at. Like, find your own happiness, bro.
Absolutely.
You mad, bro? Like, what's going on? Like,
okay, no doubt. So on a personal note, what exactly is your preference with single? Because I know there's somebody out there that would say that you're not their type, but there's a lot that would say that you are their type. So what is your preference?
I don't, honestly, again, because I would never want anyone to be shallow towards me. Like, that's like my mantra. Like, I don't have a type. Like,
you don't have a type, so you're
I've literally dated different races, equal opportunity dater.
Okay. so height, size, race, gender.
Okay. And no offense to that community, but that's just not my preference. So, you know.
I was just gonna say you did use equal opportunity animals. I don't even know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that particular. I mean, I don't. Okay, let me be clear. I like a person. I look at a person for like their organization and like conversation, intellect. That's so huge for me. Like, if you're not on a lane where we can do something like this, like converse, like I will drop you like a bad habit. Like,
so you don't want no shy guys. Okay, you gotta be outgoing.
Because I'm a mess.
You are a mess.
I'm a mess.
Okay.
I am up and down. I'm a Cancer where we love hard, but at the same time we're like the funniest people ever. And I don't judge anybody, so you have to be like me, or else we're not gonna get along.
Okay, so you want that same energy that you produce back at you. Okay.
I don't want. At this point, I drop anything that gives me a negative vibe. Like,
I feel you.
People, any surroundings.
I used to be like that. What you just said about, you know, I used to welcome negative vibes because, you know, and that's why I still understand why you like reality shows. But, you know, that's a negative vibe for me. But anyway, I have dropped a lot of negative stuff too. That's what, you know, that's some of the music, but yeah, I had to actually cut that fat out of my life because it would affect my health, honestly. So it's positive vibes only over here. Same question to you. What is your actual preference? Because we're talking about preference versus body shaming. Like, what do you actually like?
You?
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. You know, there was this debate that she actually was attracted to, what's his name? Not Channing Tatum. Yeah. What's the dude's name? You know what I'm talking about. Jonah Hill. I thought she was Jonah Hill. So, okay, quick story. We had this, like, internet thing where we combined our faces and it made a child, you know, over the internet. And the baby looked exactly like Jonah Hill. I was like, you got me with Jonah Hill? What was this?
It was not an attractive baby.
There was a white chubby baby. I was like, what?
I don't know.
Who makes those?
I don't know. But screw you whoever made that.
It was really bad.
It was disrespectful. Alright? You started the fight. I'm just playing. Nah, it was funny. It was a good time. So moving on though, like, we kind of talked about it a little bit in this last conversation. I want you guys to tell me what, and I think you brought it up a lot with your answer. Tell me about the importance of self-love. We'll start with you, Vanessa. Like, how important is it to love yourself?
I think now more than ever, because the world is so fast-paced and things are so, you know, I don't know where to say, but I think that self-love is just, it's a must, you know, and I really wish that people, this next generation of kids, I think that they lack it. And I just remember maybe our parents, you know, making sure that, you know, we're nice to everybody and that, you know, you got to do for yourself and set goals and, you know, be self-sufficient. And I feel like nowadays kids are not raised to be that way. They're just so codependent. If they don't have a tablet, they lose their mind, you know. And I just feel like, you know, what happened to, you know, getting out, meeting people, not being socially awkward. Then I felt like people kind of came into who they were at a younger age. You know, maybe knew who they wanted to be and what they had to do. to get to where they want to be. And now I just feel like everything is just so, so masked. So I think self-love is really important. You can't survive in today's world without loving yourself, because nowadays people are so bored with things in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't love yourself, you're gonna go on this emotional roller coaster up and down every time, something doesn't work the way you want it to, or a relationship doesn't last. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that self-preservation, you're gonna go cuckoo. You know what I'm saying?
That was great, though. She dropped some bars. Some bars. Well, same question. How important is self-love to you as well?
Super important. Like, I feel like if you don't love yourself, like, it makes it harder, like, for other relationships to even, like, exist or last.
Absolutely.
Like, if it's really hard for you to, if someone else is, like, pouring out, like, love and stuff to you, but, like, you're just taking it all in because you don't have any love for yourself, like, you have no way to, like, put it back out to that other person. So, like, that's, you're putting up walls, you're just completely closing yourself off from other people, and that, of course, is definitely not going to help you figure out how to love yourself. So that puts you, I think, even in a worse pit than you were to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
I think the reverse, too, is you'll never be satisfied.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you brought up something that made me think, too, like, in my past relationships and relationships I see all the time, like, it seems like that person is loving this other person so hard that they forget to love themselves. And it is something very important. Like, if you give it all to this person, you left with nothing. It can literally be your self-destruction.
Yeah. You have to find ways to, like, pour back in.
Absolutely. How I practice loving myself, I guess. I'm just kidding.
I caught that.
Inappropriate. Okay, so how I practice loving myself would be, the confidence of I have someone that loves me, and there's a reason that she does, because I am energetic. I have great vibes. I'm a funny person. I'm outgoing and outspoken. You have to hype yourself up, and the reason why people love you. And you have to fall in love with yourself again and again and again daily. And same with relationships. Fall in love with that person again daily and daily and daily. Redo it. So yeah. I'm glad both of you guys show great love in self, and that's why I got you guys together. I was like, this is gonna be a good episode because you guys show good examples of that. So, thank you. I don't know if anyone's thanked you for loving yourself, but So when we were talking about personal preference, this is one of mine. I like natural, beautiful women. Women that can wake up in the morning and look good and go to sleep looking good. You guys understand that reference? And this is a controversial subject. My mom, I even told my mom about this, and she was just like, what do you mean by that? And I was just like, I just don't like a lot of stuff added. And she's like, we're not going to go into that. But, so I guess the difference between natural beauty would be someone that can just wake up, no makeup, no extensions in their hairs, none of this, or no breast implants, no butt implants, all that stuff. So, what are your all's take on natural beauty versus, I guess unnatural beauty is kind of disrespectful. I don't know. Let's give it a different name. Enhancement beauty? Does that sound better? Yeah. And I put myself in between two women, and this might hurt, and I got my weapon. So, what are your thoughts on natural beauty versus enhancement beauty?
I mean, personally,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It could also go again, with the self-love. That's my point about it. But go ahead.
All right. Well, first, nothing against makeup, but I don't wear makeup. I'm not wearing makeup right now. There's a few reasons for that. One, it's really time consuming. Anybody that knows me knows that I take a long time to get ready to begin with because of my hair.
Oh God, thank God she doesn't wear makeup. So the should be late. Woo, taking that. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So that would be one reason. Another one is just I don't know. I remember hearing, I don't remember where, but I remember hearing someone say makeup is supposed to just add to your features instead of creating
Creating
features,
new
you
ones,
know. And there's a lot of people who like you, like it. Your makeup's great, it's beautiful. Like
she's adding on to her feature. I've seen a lot of makeup. It's
and then I feel like there's a lot of other people who like will. Like they put so much on that like I remember seeing a girl that like I saw her like every single day because I went to school with her, and then I saw like a picture of her and like I don't know, it was like some like professional pictures stuff that she had done, and they had done her makeup, and I was like, oh my god, like the girl's so pretty. And I mean, I think she's pretty to begin with, but
absolutely.
I didn't know it was her.
Mm.
Like there was so much going on, and that also had to do with the fact that she doesn't really wear makeup. But I was just like, who is this person? Like, I just didn't know how to.
It's literally a mask off.
Yeah, it was, and nothing against anyone who does wear makeup or who wears a lot of makeup, because I mean, kudos to you, because I don't have that talent. Kudos to you because like you do makeup. I can't do that. But like, I don't know. Just I feel like I feel like a lot of people do it. Some I think that they do it just because they really like to do it, and sometimes I feel like people do it because like that makes them feel better, and if it does, then that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like they do it because they feel like they are inclined, or like they have to do it in order to like look a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I just, for anyone who does feel that way, I wish that they didn't. Like I wish that they like felt more comfortable like in their own skin, and, like and didn't have to like put on like a whole new face in order to like be comfortable with themselves.
Absolutely. Before I ask you the same question, have you ever seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? Remember that movie with? So okay, there's this part in the movie where Keaton Ivory Wayans is going on like a blind date with some girl, and he's over here saying that his penis is 12 inches taller than this girl, and he brings her back to the hotel. He's like, okay, I got a confession, my penis is not really 12 inches. She's like, oh well, that's okay. This hair ain't real. That's okay. That's okay. She starts taking stuff off on her, and then she ends up having like a peg leg. She's like, this leg ain't real. You know? And she's like, I stuck my bra all night, and he just ran out the room. You know, I thought it was funny. I just thought about it, just thinking, you know, hilarious movie. You ever seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? It's a classic. But yeah, that's not my type. If you're not the same girl, then you know, yeah, not me. If you got a chance for. So I hope I didn't insult you with this, you know, the makeup conversation, because you are a makeup artist. So what are your thoughts on loving yourself with the makeup on, without the makeup on, and transforming and all that stuff? Robots in the sky.
Honestly, I feel like makeup is an art, and I think that you know, the stuff that you see in print work and magazine and mainstream is typically a smooth, natural, what they want to call a natural look, to make it look like you have no flaws, you know, barely any makeup on. And believe it or not, that's actually the hardest look to achieve with makeup. So, you know, it's, you know, some people have different things about their skin. They might have, you know, rosacea or acne scars, you know, or, you know, just different things that they're insecure about. Makeup is something I actually don't wear makeup every day, honestly, I know. But you know, if I'm gonna like do something like this, or something where I'm gonna be out and be sociable, you know, I might, you know, do my eyebrow, you know, I might, you know, do a little bit to kind of just, you know, look presentable. And I was just kind of always raised, you know, traditional Southern belle. You never left your house, you know, without looking put together. You know what I'm saying? And that's a generational thing passed down. It really has nothing to do with, you know, anybody particularly. But I think that, you know, makeup should be definitely an enhancement of what you look like, not a transformation. But I think with today's, it's so deep, and it goes hand in hand with so many other factors. Mm-hmm. But I think that there's so many other outside influences now that make makeup such a huge, you know, billion-dollar industry that it is now. You've got these, you know, pseudo-celebrities like the Kardashian family, and, you know, then you got people in the makeup industry like Jeffree Star, who, you know, are transgender, you know, and they have just totally busted on the scene and made makeup more of a fun thing to do. And, you know, you're not who's who unless you have this brand of makeup, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's become more of a trendy thing, really, than something people really even care about, honestly. So, but I love it. I don't think I'll ever stop doing it. I love taking my time and working on a canvas, is what I call it. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own flaws. different skin tones, different facial features.
I also like that you said that you don't do it every day, and you said that you know when you presented yourself like that. But I'm glad you said that you don't actually do it every day. I'm glad you took time to like, I can do it with or without. You know, I think more should practice that.
I think guys mostly do. Most guys that I have met would like something that's less to maintain. And I think when a man sits and thinks of a woman getting dressed to go somewhere or getting ready, they're thinking of the hair, the nails, the makeup, and they really see a number. Okay, guys, we know you're looking at the pockets. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're worried about. But with women, 9 times out of 10, we want to look good for the person we're with. Or it's weird, but I really think women get dressed and get jazzed up for other women. I know that sounds funny,
but
I really think that you're really trying to impress who sees you.
Yeah.
And me personally, I don't care, because if you know me, you see me looking, barefaced and sweatpants and flip flops. And then like today, I took the time to actually do something with my life. So
you look
I think it just depends. Wherever the wind blows, I don't knock people who don't.
Absolutely.
And don't knock people who do.
I liked you said that your mother said a tradition was never go out the house not looking a certain way. What was the exact quote you said?
You always want to come out of the house looking like a lady, presentable, put together.
Absolutely. You said that's a southern thing. My family is from the West Indian Islands, and my grandmother had this tradition, or it wasn't a tradition, but it was something she said to me once. She said, "Ian, don't ever leave the house without clean underwear." And I was like, okay, I wasn't. She's like, you never know what's going to happen. You could end up in the hospital and not have clean underwear, and it's going to piss off the nurse. And I was like, all right, Grandma. She was actually a nurse. That's why she said that. With a straight face, too. It wasn't even a joke. And that's West Indian humor. And I was like, all right, Grandma. I'd never leave the house without clean underwear. Fun fact. That's good. Fun fact for you guys. Cool. All right, let's move on to actual social issue, like the entertainment industry. So, White Women Run Away, OJ's out. He's going to be out soon. Usher, that song Let It Burn might be not about a relationship. It might actually be about himself. And R.Kelly is just being R.Kelly. He's having sex slaves at his house that are underage. Of course, these are all alleged. So, what are your thoughts about OJ getting out? How many years did OJ do? He ended up 8 or 9 years. He ended up actually going to prison for stealing his own stuff. He probably should have been there for murder, but that's a different subject. But he actually ended up doing 8 or 9 years, and he's free on parole. He's gonna be out really, really soon.
Like October? In
October, yeah. And Usher was a woman has accused Usher of giving her herpes, and more accusations of other women have said that as well. And she's suing for about $20 million.
Started at 10 and then she
started
psych.
She's like, oh, this is flaring up. I gotta add another million, 100 million, 10 million on there. And actually, R.Kelly was accused of having like a cult of sex slaves of little girls that are like between 14 and 17, I believe.
Right.
And I want to say that I'm not old enough to like OJ. So the only thing I remember OJ running from the police when I was a kid. So that's the only memory I have. And a lot of people remember him as a football player. Usher. Confessions was probably one of my favorite Usher albums of all time. He makes great music. R.Kelly is probably one of my favorite singing artists of all time. With that being said, I'm not holding back, I can like you all day, but it is what it is. So what are your thoughts on OJ, Usher, and R.Kelly? I'll start with you, Taty.
As far as OJ goes, like, he said something like, I had no intent to commit a crime. Really now? I don't know.
I love how I can just laugh at murder.
Okay, that comment was apparently about like the robbery.
Oh,
so
I think he was actually stealing his own stuff. That's what I heard.
Apparently, someone like the guy that was with him called him and said, "Hey, like we're gonna go do this." He goes and does this.
Come on, OJ.
I didn't intend to commit a crime. Bull.
Come on,
no,
OJ.
That doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. Whatever. But I also think that I feel like they probably really just got him for like justice for his wife.
Yeah,
because
I think he was targeted. They're like, okay,
9 years is a long time for stealing like his memorabilia. Or
Exactly.
that he stole. So like
that's probation.
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah.
It was like a 9 to 33-year sentence or something like that. He was like, I did my time.
And I felt the same way. I was all like, you know what? Even when I remember when he did get arrested, like 8 or 9 years ago, I was all like, honestly, this is just payback for the murder. Hey,
Yeah.
I don't think nobody really cares he's stealing his own stuff. Justice system. Yeah.
It's pretty screwed up.
Yeah.
As far as Usher goes, like,
Usher, baby.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I mean, it's.
Just stay away
I
from
don't
him,
know.
I guess. I don't know.
mean, kind of sucks. He's married,
Oof.
so I'm sure his
sure
wife's
that's
not
a-
happy.
I'm sure that's a fun.
He's gonna have a whole nother album of confessions.
Burn.
I can't even right now.
That just happened. Oh my god. No pun intended. Okay.
That was the pun of the day right there. That was pretty good.
As far as R.Kelly goes, like,
Kills.
I feel so bad for like all these girls because and their families because like obviously like the families want something to be done but the girls won't like stand up and say anything.
Yeah.
You know? So like if you don't have someone that's gonna like stand there and like testify like against you because you're R.Kelly and like
Yeah.
you know you're doing whatever it is that you're doing to them in order to like
Think it's an age
get them like
maturity
on
thing.
your side. I feel like it. Yeah, or like maybe like the fact that like I feel like the younger you are, the more naive maybe you are.
Yeah, that's a
so,
good point. Yeah.
I think it could be something kind of like that. Like, and I don't know. It's just sad because, like, with before when he was in trouble for like the sex tape,
14-year-old.
he didn't
right?
get
Yeah.
charged with having sex with a minor because she didn't testify against
Yeah.
him. He got charged with like child pornography, which is
That's
really
pretty bad
messed
too.
up,
Yeah.
which is bad, but like
It's not actual physical
you had
stuff,
sex
I
with
guess.
a minor and you didn't get charged for that.
Yeah, that's
like,
terrible.
And like there's nothing that her family could do because she wouldn't do anything about it. Like, and that's
Washed the pee off and went home.
that's sad. It's not funny.
It's a little funny.
So,
Yeah, I like I said, R.Kelly is like I love his vocals. A lot of his songs make me tear up because he's so good. But the thing said he needs help or he needs to be locked away. There's obviously something going on there, and it's really sad. What about you? What do you think about O.J. Simpson, Usher, and R.Kelly?
Oh Lord, OJ.
O.J. Simpson.
The first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and claim his child,
What?
Chloe.
Oh!
We know.
Kind of does look like. I ain't gonna lie. I don't watch the Kardashians.
You gotta just look at the facts and the timeline.
You kind of do. Like
I'm reaching.
Kim does nothing
I'm
like him,
reaching.
but Chloe does.
I'm just kidding, Chloe.
No, I think she's serious.
But no, OJ. Honestly, I feel like sometimes I almost feel like these things are created as a publicity stunt, you know. But honestly, as far as OJ goes, it's one of those things. I think everybody just shakes their head and chuckles at it. But the reality is, we all have that gut feeling that's the same. Like, you know, when you feel like you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like he was just somebody who played the system the way that he did, and
he had that good lawyer. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's, you know, he did everything the legal way.
Mm-hmm.
So in the eyes of the law, he's, you know, not a murderer. But you know, hey,
he had to actually prove that he proved that he. I mean, they're accusing him of murder. He had to prove that, you know, maybe I didn't murder. I mean, that's all they had to do was like prove that he could have. Yeah, man, it's
right.
stupid.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I just roll my eyes because I can't even. But
like, you know, it's,
yeah, with Usher, you know, Usher baby, I love Usher. Honestly, he's, you know, since I have been growing up, one of my musical influences. Totally love Usher, and the fact that he started as a child was great.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Great dancer too.
I can put myself in his shoes. Honestly, at the end of the day, people forget that these are people who have access to anything and everything that they want. And I can only imagine through the years how many women he's been exposed to.
Yeah. Especially
you
in his
know,
younger days too.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
Usher was the man. Like, we don't really talk. We'll talk about him now, but we don't really. He's not really producing albums. We're not talking about him more. We're talking about, you know, the younger cast. But back in the day, if Usher would walk down the streets, like Magnix girls would just help me.
I mean, I think he still has that effect. I mean, Usher to this day.
Sarah.
Oh God, Sarah, this is weird. No, he still is putting out music, and I love that about Usher. He's one of those timeless performers.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, he's gonna go down in history because you can't take away his artistry from him.
No,
he's awesome. He's always put on an amazing show. If you've ever seen him on tour,
I've never.
And honestly, there's a lot of people walking around with STDs. I'm just saying. And it's just not, you're not on that platform, so it's not something that's such a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, at least you can't die from herpes, right?
So
you can treat it.
Yeah, it's
but like
do you think his legacy though, like, do you think he's always going to be known now as the guy that has herpes, or are they going to forget like all these platinum albums that he had and all this great work that he did?
I feel like with the millennials, they're never going to let it go.
So
it's not going to ever go. But I still think that people are still gonna go with us. You're still gonna deal with them.
I think people more my generation and your generation will still remember Confession.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on.
But people maybe your generation be like, oh, the guy with herpes, keep clear. But yeah.
I just think it sucks. I think it just sucks that first of all, I still don't understand why, because this actually happened years ago. This lawsuit, and I don't understand why it's just not coming to the light. So I'm sure there was a clause in that.
Might be because Twitter's, more popular than it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, but somebody leaked it somewhere. At some point he paid you. He paid you out to be quiet. What is why now? You know what I'm saying? You're making this issue. Yeah, and it's sad. People will kind of use anybody for a come up now. I mean, and they're okay with riding that 15 minutes of fame, even if it's negative.
Yeah.
And I think that part is sad because, just because he might have something going on in his body, that's personal. And I always thought that was kind of like against the law to talk about people with STDs and stuff. Well, maybe that's AIDS or something.
Oh, AIDS.
HIV
well,
AIDS.
You have to definitely, with HIV or AIDS, you definitely have to tell the person.
Yeah.
If you don't, you could be like accessory to murder.
Yeah, it's real. It's real out in these streets. But honestly, I feel like he could totally turn this around, and I think that he could make this work as far as educating people. If this is your situation, you got it for the rest of your life. Roll with it.
Like magic.
We're not gonna go there, okay? but yeah, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? People still bring up that part of his life, but they still recognize what he's done.
He's done so much
as a man, you know what I'm saying? What he's continuing to do. So hopefully, Usher, y'all leave it where it's at, and y'all keep dealing with Usher because he's great.
And R.Kelly.
R.Kelly, you know what? I don't have time for R.Kelly. I don't have the energy.
You think he's a great artist though?
I mean, 12 Play is iconic. You know what I'm saying? R.Kelly is still making music to this day, which is crazy. But something's wrong with you, bro.
Exactly.
Something's legit wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing circulating on social media this video of one of his old shows in the 90s, and there's a guy on the stage holding a yellow sign that says 18 and up, walking on the stage as he's singing. The signs have been there.
Whoa,
the signs have been there. They've been there.
What?
And this is recorded stuff. It's not made up.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, a lot of the songs though, he married Aaliyah at what, 15? He married Aaliyah at 15. He's got a song called "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." Yeah, I think he literally throws out I need help.
There's
I need help. I like little girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, and to be politically correct, shout out to anybody else who's dealing with this. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody or reach out to somebody, because at some point you look at yourself in the mirror and realize, I'm thinking about sex too much, or I feel like if this is keeping you from your daily practices, keeping bills paid, keeping things going in a normal order, then it might be time for you to really recognize that you have a problem. And I think that maybe just with his level of celebrity, it's so passe to just have chicks at like I said, you have access to everything. So why not if I want something younger or more, it's deep, it's gross. I think some people have certain fixations, and I think obsessions are really real. I think people need to talk about it.
He has his preference. Maybe a younger looking woman of age would be, but they have Alcoholics Anonymous, they have Sex Anonymous.
They do.
Something,
so I feel like
some people that they don't want to admit they have a problem.
Yeah, I think through the years he's definitely been, letting it be known. Not really hiding the fact that that's his thing. And honestly, even in his music, it's always been about love and sex, and that's just that's his brand though. So it's kind of like, if that's your brand, at some point I'm sure that spills over into your personal life, and then it's like, when do you separate the two?
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Kels, man. Like, dude, you gotta get some help, and hopefully the girls that he's affected, you know, aren't damaged for life.
Yeah, that's true too. I've always wondered where that girl was from the 15-year-old girl, the 14-year-old girl from the first allegations. I always wondered where she is. Like, they should do a Where Are They Now? Girl that R.Kelly beat on. They should do that. I'm gonna call Sarah real quick because Sarah is a huge Usher fan, and I wanna hear her take it real quick. We're gonna make this like a 30-second conversation, maybe. But we're gonna call her. I got her saved as Sarah Herbert or Sarah Herb on my phone. Let this be known. This is the first actual call on my show.
We're going live.
We're going live, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, Sarah.
Hello?
Hey, did you get my message?
Yeah, I should kill you for that voicemail.
Yeah,
Maybe you're cooking steaks and I had a big call and it's steak.
Oh yeah. Maybe you should, you know, let the Usher go a little bit, you know. Do you believe the allegations?
I will never.
You will never.
No,
Okay.
never. I will believe it when I physically see him somewhere say, hi, I am Usher and I have herpes. That's when I believe it.
I thought he had already put that information out.
I think he already said that though.
admitted
But
it.
what is it? Fake news? You don't believe it?
Exactly. Show me the video. I've been asking people. Ever since that came out, I've had 20 plus people tagging me in crap on Facebook. I said, look, I have loved Usher more than I've even known you.
You might want to get tested then. If you've been loving him this long, you might want to get tested.
That's fine. I'm fine with it.
All right. Hey, we gotta head out though. We're anyways, good luck in that situation. I hope you know maybe you can have this conversation with him, and you know maybe keep a good distance, and yeah, let it burn. Bye. All right.
She's gonna get you for that.
Last subject is have you guys heard of the HBO show that they're trying to create from the guys from the Game of Thrones show? They're trying to do a show where they're basing the actual Civil War. If the Civil War was to have the South win and slavery was not abolished, they're trying to make a what if scenario, maybe an alternate reality of that situation. Have you guys heard of this? And what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I'll say what I'm gonna say.
Say it.
I think, you know, as far as a director and a writer and a creator, on that standpoint, on an entertainment standpoint, the storyline is interesting. I feel like, you know, it obviously didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, what if? You know, what if
yeah.
it would have never happened? I mean, obviously, we probably wouldn't be in this position right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you could think of probably lots and lots of negatives.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I don't know, I don't
It's
have an opinion on
entertainment at the end of
it.
the
Yeah,
day,
I think it'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You know, someone else's interpretation of that.
And you can appreciate what we have now from seeing like what if a situation like that. And they've actually kind of had a show like that called A Man in High Castle, where they show a scenario where what if Germany won World War II, and they, you know, it shows like America being taken over by the Germans and the Japanese, and it's a weird scenario, and it's entertaining, and I think that's kind of what they're trying to go with, but people are just uproar. They don't even want it to hit the light of day.
I mean, I've seen like a lot of the Man in the High Castle, and I think that it's like a brilliant show. I think that it's filmed really well, and I know like there's been a lot of people that got into it. So I mean, I think that it would be definitely very interesting to watch like them like do this show, but I understand like where they're coming from, where it's like, why do Black people always have to be slaves? Like,
And that's the point. That's one good point that
we're
you know.
at a point where like we should be able to move past that.
Yeah, it seems like we always start off like as slaves or gangsters in movies, and it kind of that stereotype needs to die. Why don't we start off as lawyers, doctors, you know, something great for the community? Because it, like I said, it seemed like there was a boom in slave movies. I was like, okay, I get it. You know, we're overcoming that. I'm on this road of progression. I don't want to keep being reminded that we were slaves at one point. You know, that's what I understand the frustration on that side. But at the same time, I would love to see, as an entertainment standpoint, what would have happened if, the South rose and we you know, These colors don't run, all that
But you know
stuff.
the misconception too, and it has a lot of people. Has a lot to do with people being woke and really knowing their true history about America. I really feel like African American history is American history.
Yeah.
And the misconception is that there were no black Confederates, and there actually were.
There were, yeah.
And they fought to keep their land just like other people. And you know, I just feel like that's a whole nother topic, but check it out, Library of Congress. Nothing's hidden from people. It's just not the stuff that they teach you in school. So
Yeah.
I think
They'll teach you
that
in college. Get ready for
hopefully,
that.
if they run that show, they will show that perspective as well. Because black people were self-sufficient, and you know, we're able to create and take care of themselves, and you know, fight for what they wanted to. So I hope they show that angle. If
I think it should
they
be
run that.
interesting too, because like a lot of people I've heard people say like, oh well, like the show's like created by like 2 white men. Well,
Who cares?
it's being written by 2 black men.
Yeah.
So I hope that like they like balance that
Yeah.
out, and like make sure that like
It's
it's
good to hear.
accurate and like everything is the way that it should be.
Absolutely. All right, cool. I like those answers. So this concludes the show. I appreciate you coming, man. It's always great when we get together. I love our dialogue, and I appreciate you. Thank you. This is real regular, you know. You guys are both beautiful women. I'm glad that you showed me and told me this dialogue that you guys had. And don't forget to love yourself. And do you want to plug into your social media?
Yes, my handle is the same on everything. It's at Vanessa Sade, but it's with 2 E's, so VANEESA SADE. That's my middle name.
Okay. Vanessa say Ramey. You want to plug it in? We're working on a YouTube channel. We're working on it, okay? Push her about it, okay? But go ahead. Do you want to plug in your stuff that you have right now?
Not
All right. Don't bother her. Don't talk to her. All right. Thank you guys. And like, subscribe to the channel, and give me some comments. Give me some feedback. Peace.